In this video, I want to talk about tuples in Python. Hello everyone, my name is Damario Sujono. I'm a full-time data analyst and content creator. Why I'm stumbling. Welcome to my tutorial about Python for beginners. And in this video, I want to talk about tuples in Python. So just to give you a brief overview, what is tuples? So in Python, tuples is an ordered immutable collection of elements, and tuples are similar to lists, but with a key difference. Once you create a tuple, you cannot modify its contents. They are immutable. So here is some basic example of creating a tuple. Let's say I want to create a variable called my tuple. It's equal to parenthesis 1, 2, 3, say hello. So this is a basic example of tuple. Basically, it's indicate with this open bracket and close bracket. And if I'm not mistaken, you can put any data type you want here. So 1, 2, integers, float, string, or even boolean. I think you can put it there. So as I said before, tuples are defined by enclosing a comma separate sequence of values in parentheses. Tuples can hold elements of data, different data types like integer, string, etc. And you can access the elements of tuples using indexing, just like with lists. So for example, you want to access index number 1. So what you need to do is you say print my tuple and then square bracket and then let's say 0. Then when I print this, it will show number 1, which means index 0 in my tuples is number 1. All right, that's basic example of creating tuples. Yeah, tuples are often used when you want to store a collection of items that should not change during your program. Some common use case for tuples include representing fixed sets of data type like coordinate, for example, data and time information, and more. I'm sure there's a lot more example. Tuples are also useful for functions that return multiple values, and you can use a tuple to return those values. And here are some of the examples. Let's say I want to create a def get coordinates, then colon, put it there, sorry, and then latitude equal to, I don't know, let's say 0.1, and then longitude equal to 75, and then return latitude comma longitude. Okay, and then we need to define coordinates equal to, I want to call the def gets coordinates, and then when I print the data, print coordinates. Let's see how it looks like. Yeah, so this is also one of the examples when you want a function returning tuples. You have def and then you rename to call the get coordinates, and then you print coordinates here, and the output will be the latitude and longitude. All right, so that is just a beginning, guys. Remember, that is just a beginning. Okay, stay tuned, there will be more. But before I begin, have you subscribed? I think if you find this helpful, yeah, let me know by clicking like, and yeah, it's really helpful and support my channel. Let's go back. Okay, we talk about what is tuples. I give you examples, and also one of the most common example, which let's say coordinates. Now I want to, let's discuss some common questions about tuples. So I get question something like, what is the difference between tuples and a list? What is the difference between tuples and a list? Well, remember guys, tuple is immutable. It means that you cannot change the value once it's created. Tuples are quite similar with a list, but the key difference is that tuples again are immutables. And then one of the thing also that if we are talking about lists, we are defining using a square brackets. But if we're talking about tuples, we're using parentheses. So please bear in mind that lists are defined using square brackets, while tuples are used parentheses. All right. Then another example is, or another common question I receive is, how can I create an empty tuple? Well, you can do that by simply, let's say I want to create a variable tuple and then equal to here. So by using simply empty parentheses, and this is how you can create an empty tuple. Okay, then another question is, how do I access an element of tuples? Access element in a tuple. Well, you can access element in tuples using indexing. The index starts with 0 at 0. Just say same as the list for the first elements. For example, let's say I want to create my tuple equal to 1, 2, 3, and then hello world. Then I want to access index number 3, for example, 0, 1, 2, 3, which means hello world. The way I do that is simply print my tuple 3. Then if I run this program, you see index number 3 will be print out from the program, and in this case hello world will be print out in the program. Okay, let's see. Another question is, can I modify tuples once it's created? Another question is, can I modify a tuple once it is created? The answer is no. Well, I'm not kidding. Yeah, the answer is no. As I said before, tuples are immutable, and then once you create a tuple, you cannot change its element. You can convert from tuples to a list in order to change or remove the information inside. But if you're still using tuples, you cannot do that. You need to convert that into a list. So yeah, okay, all right. Then comes to another question: how do I convert a list to a tuple and vice versa? This is interesting. You can convert a list a tuple using a tuple open bracket close bracket constructor, and you can convert a tuple to a list using the list constructors. For example, let's say I have a my list equal to let's say 1, 2, 3, and then I have my tuple equal to tuple my list, and then if I say I have create another list equal to list my tuple. Yeah, so this is basically how first you convert from a list to a tuple, and then the other one is how you convert tuple to a list. This is how you convert both function and vice versa. Okay, then can I add or remove an element from tuple? Another question is, can I add or remove elements from a tuple? The answer is no, you cannot add or remove from a tuple due to its immutability. If you need to add or remove elements, you should use a list, as I explained before. How can I check if elements exist in a tuple? This is an interesting question. Then the answer is, you can use the in function. If you remember, there is a function for loop. You can use the in keyword to check if an element exists in a tuples. Let's say, for example, I have my tuple equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and then or maybe not using 4. All right, let me repeat again. So the question is, how can I check if an element exists in a tuple? Well, you can use an in keyword to check if an element exists in a tuple. Let's say, for example, I have a tuple. My tuple is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I want to say if statement. So if let's say 4 in my tuple, then I want to print 4 is in the tuple. If I run the program, yeah, it's true. So 4 is in the tuple, but let's say I want to say 10, and then you can also say else print 10 is not in the tuple. Okay, let's see if I run the program. See, 10 is not in the tuple. So there's a various way where you can check if your information are inside the tuple. One of the way is to use if in function. Okay, then what are another question that I normally get is what are some common use case for tuples? Well, let's say tuples as I again, so let's say what are some common use case for tuples. Tuples are used often for tasks such as representing a data structure, fixed data structure, and then returning multiple values from a function and ensuring that the data remains constant, unchangeable in various programming scenarios. Then another, I think last question will be how do I iterate through a tuple? Well, you can use a for loop to iterate through the elements of a tuple just like you would with a list. For example, let's say I have my tuple equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and then for item in my tuple colon print item. So here we use a for loop to print each of the elements in my tuple. So let's say if I run the program, you see on number 1, number 2, 3, and 4, and then if I, let's say I put some string hello, can you hear me? I'm just kidding. So let's run again the program. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, hello. So right, that's pretty much it what I want to say regarding tuples. So I explain about what is tuples, the definition, and I gave you some of the examples. Well, if you like this video and you found this video helpful, make sure to click like and comment if you have any question, or maybe just say hi to me. That would be so fun, and I really appreciate it. And yeah, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe this channel. It really means a lot to me, and it means that you support this channel, and I'm really grateful for that. So yeah, and then see you on the next video. Bye bye. Have a good day. Bye bye.